Sixers will take on his former team. Ben Simmons will make his first appearance at the Wells Fargo Center since his poor performance in last year's playoffs, but he won't play. Kyrie and Kevin Durant will be on the court to give their former Big Three teammate his first home loss as a member of the Sixers. Here's Doc Rivers on the tough task of playing the Brooklyn Big Two.
Kevin Durant is elite. Kyrie is elite. When you give them the ball, they're really tough to guard. And there's no secrets to that. We got some elite guys here too, and there's probably no secrets to that. You know, both teams are probably still trying to figure out stuff. I mean, they've had guys in and out all year. Us too, with the trade. So it's tough to have a real measure at the five, either way, you know. But it's still good to play them. You know, it's good to play all these teams. I think a little bit at a time, but you learn a little bit at a time.
Jay Will back with us. Stephen A., I'll start with you. This feels like playoff-type energy tonight. Stephen A., who do you think should have the biggest impact on the court?
I think it's going to be James Harden. But I just want to say this. This is one of those nights that I hope not just the fans, because I have no doubt the fans are going to appreciate it. I want the NBA players to appreciate what's going on tonight. Kevin Durant is a little bit detached from it because there's no venom or hostility or animosity aimed in his direction, okay? That's reserved for Ben Simmons. It's reserved by some for James Harden. It's reserved by some for Kyrie Irving, but not him. But Kevin Durant is the best player on the planet as far as I'm concerned. And so I want people to understand Kevin Durant, the best player in the world, is coming into the building with one of the most electrifying box office talents in the game today in Kyrie Irving. And that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant is going up against a former teammate that they didn't appreciate wanting out of Brooklyn. They got a coach in Steve Nash who had a problem with James Harden because he felt lied to, that James Harden told him just weeks prior to being traded to Philly. He had no desire to leave. He wanted to stay in Brooklyn, et cetera, but behind the scenes was working to get his way out of Brooklyn to get to Philadelphia. So Steve Nash got something, but he's not playing, and we get all of that. And then there's James Harden, a former league MVP, one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen in NBA history, and one of the great players we've ever seen because of his versatility. He can play point, he can play shooting guard, he can dance on you all day long, he can drop 40 in a heartbeat. All of that stuff's going on. And then you've got the greatness of one of the top two big men in basketball in Joel Embiid, who's playing at an MVP level. So we see a game like this, and we're hyped. We're excited. We don't have the mentality, Jay, tonight, oh, it's just another game. Nah, you know, it's a regular season game, and we got an obligation. We got to go out there and whatever. Yeah, we know it's not a championship on the line. But this is the kind of stuff people walk through the turnstiles to see. That's why games are important leading to the playoffs. Because you got cats who can ball, and let's understand something here. Kyrie ain't backing down. Kyrie will dance on you all night long. That, brother, I expect Kyrie Irving to be spectacular tonight in the house that Allen Iverson built. This brother, Kyrie Irving, go show you some AI stuff and then some, because he that nasty. He's that much of a bad brother. That's Kyrie Irving. He gonna put on a show tonight. You think James Harden backing down to that challenge? Hell no. He gonna show up too. You think Joel Embiid backing down to that challenge? Hell no. He gonna show up too. And we know KD gonna show up. That's what I'm talking about. This is what basketball is about. This is what we wait for. This is why we sit in front of the two. This is what we want.
Keep talking to me.
That's what we should get. Because that's what people need to understand. These players especially. Don't dismiss this. This ain't just another game. This could be in the park. It's me and you. Let's go. This is what we want. And I believe we're going to get it tonight. And that's what I'm talking about. So I'm hyped about a game like this. This is a showstopper. You got to get your popcorn ready for this because ballers are showing up. And that's all we ask for. That's all we want.
Stephen A., you know, I was thinking about this before. I was like, what's the last rivalry we've had in the NBA where there was blood, sweat, anger, animosity, venom. I'm like, the Detroit Pistons and the Pacers all the way back then? That was the last time we've had it? Yeah. And my thing is also, nobody needs to mistaken Kevin Durant's silence for the fact that he's not going to be into this. Now, he can sit up there and say all he wants on national TV about, yeah, the media is making this a thing. Oh, come on now. When he had a chance to make one of the last picks, you don't think LeBron James set him up on their All-Star selection night to see whether he was going to take James Harden, and he decided not to take James Harden? Oh, trust and believe, it's personal for Kevin Durant. It's going to be personal for Kyrie Irving and James Harden and Joel Embiid. So this is the rivalry that the NBA needs. Now, you talk about who's going to have huge impact tonight, and I get it from James Harden's perspective because that's a perfect matchup for Ben Simmons. But this is a night where I'm going to get a chance to see Andre Drummond, Nicholas Claxton. What are you going to do to stop Joel Embiid? I even said before, I think Joel Embiid could have given Shaq fits because Shaq would have had to guard him on the perimeter. And that's what I wonder how these guys, Drummond, because I think that's the biggest mismatch. You got Matisse Thybulle that's going to try to guard Kevin Durant. Not saying he can do a good job of it, right? Or Kyrie Irving or Danny Green. You at least have some type of matchups. And I know Andre Drummond can block shots, but guarding the likes of Joel Embiid on that pick and pop, that PNR, this is probably the best pick and roll that the game of basketball has seen since John Stockton and Malone. And the reason why I say that is because James Harden, for as much as we tout his offensive, innovative ability, his vision and his playmaking abilities is off the charts. And Joel Embiid said something the other day, Stephen A., that blew my mind. I actually had to think about it. He said, this is the most wide open I've been in my whole career. In my whole career. And when you're watching him getting passes for dunks and layups, that means he's getting at least 10 to 15 points off chippies. Think about that. Joel Embiid is getting 10 to 15 points off chippies, not one-on-one ISOs, not where he's having taking a degree of difficulty as a 10 on each shot every single night. So that combination of how the Nets guard that, the biggest question I'm going to have, I know Doc Rivers. I'm curious to see how Steve Nash and his crew can really coach tonight because that's going to be on display. How do you stop maybe the best pick and roll the game of basketball has seen?
Here's the one thing that I want to say. I want James Harden, Kyrie Irving to understand something. Kyrie Irving gives a press conference the other day after a game, and he's throwing shade indirectly on James Harden because he's talking about what they have now that they didn't have before. And everybody interpreted it that way. And we didn't see James Harden say much. Maybe he did, and I missed it. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. What I want to say is that's okay. Because y'all gonna ball. See, we ain't talking about guys playing basketball, but then you gonna elbow somebody in the back of the head and get ejected and we don't get to see you. We talk about ballers that's gonna show up on the court at the Wells Fargo Center tonight to ball. And the fact that that comes tinkled with animosity, it makes it even better. Because Kyrie Irving and KD don't give you the impression that they want to win. They give you the impression, I want to bust your living you know what. And Joel Embiid definitely gives you that impression in a game like this. And I have no doubt that Harden feels the same way as well. What I'm saying to the players, we appreciate it. We love it. Don't deny us. Give us exactly what we're looking for. I want to see a situation where KD is like this. You know, I could drop 30. Let me give you a hit of this. But now, Kyrie, you know, James, what? You didn't like James. You don't like the way he handled it. Here's the ball, Kyrie. Put on a show. I want Joel Embiid to go like this. Yo, I could do this. I could take advantage of Claxton and Jones or anybody else or Blake Griffin or somebody all night. But you know something? Here, James, handle your business. I want that. I want that because we know you're trying to win the game, and we know that you're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to make the right plays and stuff like that. But over the course of 48 minutes, the beauty about the game of basketball is that at some point in time, it's me against you.
Personal.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This is what it's about.
Yeah.
We're going to find out.
And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I want to see this.
We got to go. You taking Philly?
I want to see this.
I'm taking the Nets tonight.
Okay.
I'm taking the Nets tonight.
All right, Stephen A., I'll wait to ask you that a little bit later.